Hi, I'm Melody. Welcome to my channel, Making Melody Crafts. Hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Easter's just around the corner, but there's still time to make a fun card. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. All right, we're down at the craft table. Today we're going to make an Easter card. We're going to be dusting the card, then we're going to be using some Versamark and decorate this card with some fun Easter things. The ink that I'm going to be using here is from Personal Stamp Exchange, and it's sky blue. These are chip brushes. I get them at Harbor Freight, and I get 36 for $10. That's a pretty good deal. I think when these run out, I'm actually going to purchase some different brushes. So we're going to get a good layer of blue on the card just to be a background for our paper. And the paper that we're going to be using today has butterflies on it. It's really cute. All right, so now that's dusted, and it just has a pretty blue background. Now, using the Versamark stamp pad, it just leaves a nice watermark, and this is a foliate, it's a texture cube, and it's got all sorts of cool leaves and different patterns. That's what the patterns look like. So this is older, it is from 2003. Stamps that have different kinds of leaves and flowers, that doesn't really go out of style, it's still a leaf and a flower, you know? So I'm going to get this all around the edge, and then I'll show you. It's just a subtle texture on the card. So the side that I used was this side right here with all the little like leaves, so pretty. All right, this is the paper that we're going to be using. And this paper is made by Die Cuts with a View, and it's called Butterfly Garden. That's the collection. All right, before I get that on there, we're going to go ahead and put what we're going to stamp on here. It's just a good idea because if anything goes wrong, you don't have to scrap your whole card. So I'm just going to do some subtle edging with a brush. You could also use a dauber, anything you like, or direct from the ink pad, that's fine too. If you hear my dog, he's whining as usual. If you watch my videos, you know that. He is usually whining for food. I think when I'm recording, he thinks I'm talking to him, and maybe that's why he whines more. But let me assure you, he gets plenty of food. Alright, so that's just some subtle color there. It's a little bit blue, but not quite as much as the base of the card. Alright, I'm going to use this little texture cube again and just kind of get around the edge here. And then we're going to stamp a little sentiment in the middle. And now we have that same leaf pattern around the edge of the piece of paper where we're going to put our sentiment. And the ink that I'm going to be using to stamp the sentiment is Memento dye-based ink, and the color is Tuxedo Black. I really love it. It just looks so nice. It's really crisp, and the images, the text always comes out great with this. You get a nice crisp image. And when you're stamping a rubber stamp, go ahead and hold it in place just for a few seconds. Give that ink time to transfer from your stamp to the paper. And it's also a good idea to have something underneath that just has a little bit of padding, an old magazine, maybe a phone book, anything like that, because it just helps that image to come out really well. It gives that stamp something to kind of push into. So that's what we've got. I think that looks awesome. The stamp that I used is from Stampendous, and it says, "He is not here, he is risen, just as he said." Matthew 28, verse 6. And now we're going to go ahead and get that down onto this paper and then onto the base, just in case something goes wrong, in case something goes awry. And I am out of tape on my ATG, so I'm going to use a combination of things. I'm going to use the Scotch Create adhesive squares. These are permanent and they're just double-sided, and then you just remove the backing there. And then we're also going to use the Scotch Create glue stick. I really like this glue stick because it's non-toxic, it's permanent, and I like that you can get it in the larger size. It just makes it handy, but you do have some time to move things around. A lot of the glues that there are out there for paper crafting, you really don't have a lot of time before everything just dries on you. And as long as you keep that capped, it doesn't dry out very quickly. Now there is some glue on my paper, but it's not really going to matter too much because if this gets any glue on the back, that will just help it to stick better. Nice. Now I'm going to give it a roll with my brayer just so it stays down. I like doing that better than trying to do it with my hands because then I could smudge the ink. Alright, making sure that that is how the card opens. I have made many a backward card before. That is really common in paper crafting. You just get going and, you know, it's really easy to put things on backwards and upside down, especially when you're filming. So I'm being very generous with this glue because it's all about something staying stuck. When you're making a card, I think your adhesive is really important. Your adhesive and your ink. Your paper, there's a lot you can manage with paper, but your adhesive and your ink, that's kind of the most important thing in my opinion. And this card is a 5x7, and the paper that I'm using is Neenah paper, N-E-E-N-A-H. I like that paper a lot. It's a high quality paper, and I used 110 pound cardstock for all my cards. If you celebrate Easter, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful Easter, and I hope you're able to go to church if that is something that you're comfortable doing. And if you enjoyed this video or had some fun, please subscribe, and I'll catch you later.